Kivu was a beautiful tiny village with very beautiful coastal embrace in the entrance. Sunset and the waterfront were among the most beautiful things that existed in this tiny but formidable stretch of settlements. Deep within the soul of its bustling palm-adorned skyline lived a couple named Thor and Satesi. Their love was as deep as the ocean, bottomless, yet their home remained empty, a barren womb that echoed with unspoken dreams. Villagers always wondered why Satesi didn't give birth to any children. If they had only wondered, it would not have bothered Satesi so much. Thor, a fisherman with sun-kissed skin and strong hands, had the culture of casting his nets in the azure waters. He would make amazing catches of fish big enough to feed the entire village. The proceeds from the sales he made from this enterprise was sufficient to last he and his wife a lifetime. As for Satisi, her eyes, the color of storm clouds, tended to their modest home, weaving baskets from reeds and singing ancient lullabies away to the wind. A good number of the baskets she weaved were used by her husband in his fish business. What an amazing partnership this was. She sold the remainder, she would sing very passionately, and sometimes wishes she was singing for her children, if she had any, instead of singing to the carefree winds. Their neighbors whispered about curses and ancestral deaths. It was said that the gods usually prevented couples from hearing the cries or laughter of children in the families of anyone who owed a debt in the spirit world. The debts were in variant forms, and no matter if it was on one's immediate self or their forgotten generations. There was no way of knowing if one had the debt or not. It was like rain tax, inescapable. Perhaps the spirits are displeased, they murmured, their eyes darting away when Thor and Satisi approached. But the couple paid no heed. Their love was a fortress against these windstorms of doubt. Had their love for each other not been strong enough, they would have parted ways a long time ago, or at least it would have weakened the strings that bound them together into a formidable peace. One night, as the waves crashed against the rocky shore of Kivu, Satisi dreamed of mermaid. Seek the depths, the mermaid sang. Ask the marine world for a child. Mami water. That's what the spirit people in Kivu called people from the water world. They believed that some indigenes from the village worked with the water creatures and even married them. Another belief was that the Mami water had power of benevolence. They would favor someone and bless them with wealth, power, fortune, and perhaps all. But there was talk about the Mami water having hidden agendas. They did not always tell all the impossible demands they would make from the benefactors. So the villagers were envious of the gifts that came from the spirit dwellers, but feared the prices that came with those, because they were always deadly. They would say things like, "Never eat with the devil." They said, "You could never have a spoon long enough to dine with the devil, because eventually your arms would be used to augment the meat insufficient in the bowl of the soup." But life in its entirety is not guaranteed of freedom, she imagined. One suffered even when they have never had wickedness tied at the basis of their hearts. She would rather have a child of her blood than live barren and die childless in the end. She even rationalized that the child would cater to her needs and her husband's needs in their years of old age. She would follow the mermaid, she decided. Tears rolled down her cheeks. Her tears were bittersweet. She clung to Thor, sharing her vision. "We must go to the marine world," she said. Thor hesitated, but love and desperation fueled his resolve. He saw genuine reason with his wife. He was not going to sit by idly and see his beloved Circe in tears and agony. When they had married and a year passed and crept into two without their having a child, she had come to him with complaints of how folks around the village had already started making mockery of her. But Thor dismissed her with the waves of his hands back. He said he was not God, and that God's time was going to be sufficient for them to bear beautiful children together. He told her that God had commissioned man to born and fill the earth with his offspring, and not chaotic gifts from the marine world. All this was in the dustbin of past history for the moment. They set sail in their withered boat, guided by the moon's reflection on the restless sea. The horizon blurred while they were riding the boat. They saw fishes swimming. Thor was not surprised to see them since he was a fisherman, but his wife was. She was so scared but awed by this experience. Thor dropped her and left since it was a woman's affair. Circe, submerged, her lungs burning, until she stood before the Sea Queen. She has a face like humans, but her legs were like fishes. They called them mermaids. "Why do you seek me?" the Sea Queen asked, her voice both gentle and ancient. Circe was surprised at the calmness of the queen's voice. She was too fine to have a coarse voice, especially because she is a queen. "We are barren," Circe confessed. "Grant us a child." The Sea Queen roared. Her laughter echoed through the currents. "A child, you say? Very well." She handed Circe a pear, pulsing with supernatural energy. "This child will be extraordinary," the Sea Queen warned. "But beware its darkness." Circe emerged from the depths, cradling the pearl. Thor's eyes widened as the Sea Queen explained their bargain. She listed a rather quick and possible to be adhered to rules. Well, the rituals and ceremonies were over, and the couple returned home, full of expectations. They were very apprehensive. When the sun kissed the eastern sky, as instructed, the couple planted the pearl in the garden, eagerly waiting for the results. Watch out for part 2. Thank you for watching our video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more stories.